say this. If there's a prosecution of Donald Trump for mishandling classified information after the Clinton debacle, which you presided over and did a hell of a good job, there'll be riots in the streets.
You heard what the man said. He said, if you do this to our beloved Donald Trump, there's going to be riots in the street. Now he will say, oh, I'm just warning people. No. He's indoctrinating people. He's trying to animate people. He's trying to level a threat against those investigating the president, the former president. And in Lindsey Graham's own speech just then on TV, he said, if Trump is prosecuted for mishandling classified information. Oh, wait a minute, Lindsey, you just admitted the man mishandled classified information. That's a violation of the Espionage Act. Are you now for presidents, former presidents violating the Espionage Act? Now, remember when Lindsey Graham said this about Trump?
Here's what you're buying. He's a race-baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot.
I think he's a kook. I think he's crazy. I think he's unfit for office.
Ironic, isn't it? Ironic how Lindsey Graham all of a sudden has lost a backbone after Trump got power, real power. He lost his backbone and has not been able to find it ever since. There's more. Expert Glenn Kirshner said Fani Willis will successfully compel Trump's allies, including Lindsey Graham, to testify against the former president and his efforts to overturn the Georgia election. There are multiple investigations. There are at least 2 criminal investigations, perhaps 3 if you include Manhattan. There are multiple civil suits and civil investigations. Bottom line, Donald Trump is living the worst life of a former president ever imaginable. He will be a defendant for the rest of his life. The grand jury subpoenaed Graham in July amid reports that he allegedly questioned Raffensperger, who's the Secretary of State Chief Elections Officer in Georgia, about whether political bias might have prompted poll workers to accept ballots with signatures that did not match, and whether he could toss mail ballots in counties with high rates of unmatched signatures, allegations Graham has denied. Graham was handed a win last week after an appeals court delayed his testimony as his attorneys seek to reject the subpoena. Still, Kirshner predicted Graham would testify before the grand jury eventually, and I agree. Also, Governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, has a subpoena as well to testify. And he has not said no. He has basically said, all right, I'll do it, but I'll do it after the election, okay? Kemp's attorney last week said the governor should not have to testify due to the sovereign immunity, executive privilege, attorney-client privilege, and proximity to the midterm elections. Well, damn. I had no idea that if you're running for political office, as long as you're close to a midterm election, you have immunity from a subpoena. News to me. In another more recent development, the grand jury subpoenaed Trump's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, in which Kirshner said he will also likely testify in the investigation. Whoa, there's something else happening in Georgia. Herschel Dan Walker, yes, lying ass Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker continues to be the gift that keeps on giving. Now Herschel Walker has made another mind-numbing statement on the campaign trail. Here it is.
We gotta defend our military. They're bringing wokeness in our military. Well, wokeness gonna get people killed. I can promise you this: China, Iran, and Russia not talking about how you identify. They're talking about being a superpower. And the way we can become a superpower again is by coming together. Because as Pharaoh said, when I wanted to keep my slaves in order, I kept them fighting among each other. But when they came together, something got to move. Let's move and get these people out of our office.
There he is tap dancing again. You know what's ironic, Herschel? And I hope somebody gets this video to you, sir. You know you're the only statewide candidate in the state of Georgia who has not been seen with the other statewide candidates on the campaign trail. You know they don't have you on the tour bus going throughout the state of Georgia. Why did they leave you out? Why are they not willing to campaign with you? Why are they not doing rallies with you, but they're doing rallies with every other Republican, white, statewide candidate, but you? All right, Sharon, thoughts here.
I remember when Senator Warnock debated, what's that other woman's name? Kelly something or another. Mm-hmm. And it was the craziest debate ever, Dr. Richey.
Yes.
All she said to all the questions was radical. Warnock, right. Radical. I mean, it was like an SNL sketch. It was better than one. It was real. Herschel Walker, I'm tempted to say I'm worried about him and his will everything, okay? It is clear that he's missing some things. But the other part of me says, well, maybe he's brilliant here. That is neck and neck with Senator Raphael Warnock, who just spews nonsense and it consumes us and we can't look away. It's like this train wreck that's happening right before our eyes every time he steps before the podium. So maybe he's crazy like a fox, maybe, or we're all doomed.
Yeah, so we're all doomed. Herschel is dumb as hell, all right? And I don't like saying that, and I have to be very measured as to who I allocate that to. Herschel's dumb as hell. Marjorie Taylor Greene, dumb one too, all right? True. These individuals are not smart, they're not geniuses, but they belong to a machine. And that machine has continued to be the catalyst for their success in politics on the right-leaning side.